Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Conversation Pods. I'm Mia.
And I'm Joseph. Welcome back, everyone. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Today, we have a really interesting topic. We are going to talk about how to make friends as an adult.
Yes, and making friends as an adult, it can be a little difficult, right? It is not always easy like when we were children.
That is so true, Joseph. When we were kids, we just walked up to someone on the playground and said, "Do you want to play?" And that was it. Instant friends.
Exactly. But as adults, things are a little more complicated. We have jobs, busy schedules, and sometimes we feel a little nervous about meeting new people.
Right. And if you are learning English, sometimes there's an extra challenge. You might feel nervous about your language skills, too. But don't worry, today we will talk about some simple and natural ways to make friends as an adult.
Before we start, I want to remind our listeners, we speak slowly and clearly on this podcast, so just relax, listen, and enjoy. If you hear a new word, don't worry, we will help explain it.
Perfect. Okay, Joseph, let's jump in. Why don't you start? What is your first tip for making friends as an adult?
Okay, my first tip is start with your coworkers. A coworker is someone you work with at your job. You already see these people every day, so it is a natural place to begin.
Oh, I love that tip. And it's easy because you already have something in common, your job.
Exactly. You can start with small conversations. Maybe say, "How was your weekend?" Or "Did you see the game last night?" Small talk is very important. Small talk means easy, friendly conversation about simple topics.
And small talk can grow into bigger conversations over time. Maybe one day you ask a coworker to have lunch together. That's a great way to build a friendship.
Yes, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, do you want to grab lunch together?" Grab lunch is a casual expression. It means to go eat lunch together. Americans say this a lot.
I love that. Okay, my first tip is about hobbies. A hobby is something you enjoy doing in your free time. For example, maybe you like painting, hiking, reading, or playing music.
Oh yes, hobbies are wonderful for meeting people.
They really are. My tip is to join a class or a group that matches your hobby. For example, if you love cooking, join a cooking class. If you love running, join a running club. When you do something you love, it's easy to talk to other people there.
Because you already have something to talk about, the hobby itself.
Exactly. And the conversations feel natural. You can say things like, "Have you been doing this long?" Or "What do you like most about it?" These are easy, open questions that start a great conversation.
An open question is a question that needs more than just yes or no for an answer. Open questions are great for keeping a conversation going.
That is a great vocabulary tip, Joseph. Thank you for explaining that.
Now, I want to talk about something that many people feel but don't always say out loud: social anxiety. Social anxiety means feeling nervous, worried, or scared in social situations. A social situation is when you are around other people.
Oh, this is so important to talk about. Many people feel this way. You are not alone if you feel nervous around new people.
That's right. My tip is start small. You don't have to walk into a big party and talk to 20 people. That can be very overwhelming. Overwhelming means it feels like too much at once.
So what do you suggest instead?
Start with one person, just one. Maybe someone who is also standing alone. You can simply say, "Hi, I'm Joseph. Nice to meet you." That's all you need to start. One small step.
I really like that. And remember, the other person might also be feeling nervous, so your kind words might be very helpful for them too.
Absolutely. Be kind, be patient with yourself, and remember, it is okay to feel nervous. It is normal.
Okay, my next tip is about going out on the town. That is a fun expression. Going out on the town means going out to enjoy different places in your city, like restaurants, coffee shops, live music events, or local festivals.
Oh, I love that. There are so many opportunities to meet people when you are out and about.
Out and about is another great expression. It means you're outside, moving around, doing different things. If someone asks, "Where have you been?" you can say, "Oh, I've just been out and about."
That is a very natural thing to say. So, how does going out help you make friends, Mia?
Well, when you go to the same places regularly, like the same coffee shop every Saturday morning or the same farmer's market, you start to see familiar faces, and familiar faces can become new friends.
That is so true. There is a word for this, regulars. A regular is someone who visits a place often. The staff know your name, and you start to recognize other regulars, too.
Yes, and you can simply say, "Hey, I see you here every Saturday. I'm Mia." That's all it takes to start a conversation with someone.
My next tip is one that I think is really special, joining a community group or a church. Many people find some of their closest friends through their faith community or neighborhood groups.
That is a wonderful point. Church or religious communities often have a very welcoming atmosphere. Welcoming means warm and friendly. You feel happy and comfortable there.
And it's not just church. There are many community groups, neighborhood associations, volunteer groups, book clubs, even parent groups if you have children. These groups bring people together around a shared purpose.
A shared purpose is something everyone in the group cares about or works toward together, and that creates a strong bond. A bond means a connection between people.
Exactly. When you volunteer together, worship together, or work toward a common goal, friendships grow in a very natural and deep way.
I really believe that. I have made some of my closest friends through community activities like that. Okay, here's another important tip. Be open to meeting people in unexpected places. Sometimes friendships start in the most surprising ways.
Oh, yes. Tell me more about this one.
For example, have you ever started talking to someone in a grocery store line, or maybe on a bus or a train? Sometimes you're just waiting somewhere and a conversation starts.
That has happened to me. I once started talking to a man while we were both waiting for our coffee at a cafe. We ended up talking for an hour and exchanging numbers.
See, that's exactly what I mean. The key is to be open. Look up from your phone, make eye contact, and smile. A smile is a very powerful and universal invitation to connect.
Universal means it is understood by everyone, no matter what language they speak. A smile truly speaks every language.
It really does. So put the phone down sometimes and look around. You never know who you might meet.
Now, making a new friend is wonderful, but keeping that friendship going is just as important. My next tip is about staying in touch. Staying in touch means continuing to communicate with someone over time.
Oh, this is such a good point. Sometimes we meet someone nice, we have a great conversation, and then we never talk to them again. Has that happened to you?
Yes, definitely, and it happens to many people. We get busy with our lives and we forget to follow up. Follow up means to contact someone after a first meeting.
So, how do you suggest staying in touch, Joseph?
A few simple ways. First, exchange contact information when you meet someone interesting. You can say, "It was so nice talking to you. Can I get your number?" Or, "Are you on social media?"
And then actually use that contact information. Send a message a few days later. You can say something simple like, "Hey, it was great meeting you the other day. How are you doing?"
Exactly. And if you made plans to do something together, like go to a movie or have coffee, make sure you follow through. Follow through means you actually do what you said you would do.
Being reliable is so important in a friendship. Reliable means people can count on you. If you say you will be somewhere, be there. That builds trust. Here is one more tip, and this is especially helpful for people who are new to a city or a country. Use technology to help you find new friends. There are actually apps and websites designed to help adults make friends.
Really? That is interesting. Like what?
There are apps like Meetup, that is Meetup, where you can find groups of people who share your interests. For example, there might be a group for people who love hiking, or a group for people who are learning English, or a group for newcomers to the city.
That is really helpful, especially for someone who just moved to a new place and doesn't know anyone yet.
Exactly. And online communities can also be great. Maybe there's a Facebook group or a neighborhood app where people share information and plan activities. These can all lead to real friendships.
The important thing is to go from online to in-person when you can. Online friendships are nice, but nothing replaces a real face-to-face conversation.
Face to face means you're talking to someone directly, in person, not on the phone or a screen. And you're right, Joseph. Real connection happens in person.
I have one more tip that I think is the most important one of all. Are you ready?
Yes, tell us, Joseph.
Be a good listener. That's it. It sounds simple, but it's so powerful. When you truly listen to someone, when you pay attention, you ask follow-up questions, and you remember what they told you, people feel valued. Valued means they feel important.
Oh, I love this tip. So many people are thinking about what they want to say next instead of really listening to the other person.
Exactly. Try to focus on the other person. Ask them questions. Show that you're interested. You can say things like, "That's really interesting. Tell me more." Or, "Wow, how did that make you feel?"
Those phrases show that you care about what the other person is saying, and when people feel heard, they want to spend more time with you. That's how friendships grow.
Perfectly said, Mia. Being a good listener might be the most valuable friendship skill of all.
Okay, let's do a quick review of all the tips we talked about today. Are you ready? This is great practice for your English listening skills.
Number 1, start with your coworkers. Use small talk to begin building a connection.
Number 2, join a class or group based on your hobbies. Meet people who share your interests.
Number 3, if you have social anxiety, start small, just one conversation at a time.
Number 4, go out on the town regularly. Become a familiar face in your community.
Number 5, join a church or community group. Build deep friendships through a shared purpose.
Number 6, be open to meeting people in unexpected places. Smile, make eye contact, and put your phone down.
Number 7, stay in touch. Follow up with people you meet and be reliable.
Number 8, use technology to find groups and activities in your area.
And number 9, be a good listener. Make people feel heard and valued.
Those are really wonderful tips. And remember, making friends takes time. It does not happen overnight. Be patient with yourself and keep trying.
That is such good advice. Friendship is like a plant. You have to water it, take care of it, and give it time to grow.
Oh, I love that comparison, Joseph. Friendship is like a plant. That is a beautiful way to think about it.
Thank you all so much for listening to English Conversation Pods today. We hope this episode was helpful and fun for you.
We really do, and we would love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these tips? Do you have any tips of your own for making friends? Let us know.
And if you are enjoying the podcast, please subscribe so you never miss an episode. It's completely free and it helps us so much. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yes, please subscribe. And if you have a friend who is learning English, share this podcast with them. The more, the merrier. The more the merrier is an English expression that means the more people, the better and more fun it is.
That is a great expression to learn. We are always here to help you learn natural, everyday English.
We hope to see you in the next episode, which will be out very soon. Until then, keep practicing your English every single day. Even a little bit goes a long way.
Take care of yourselves, stay curious, and remember, every great friendship starts with just one simple hello. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you next time.